Well, so obviously there was a lot of talk about Liam leaving. You came here to play for him. How have you handled all this transition the last few weeks?
I mean, obviously I saw all the chatter online about it. I didn't try to pay too much attention on it, but I knew it was a possibility. And honestly, I'm just happy for him. I think that if he would have gone anywhere else, maybe in college or something, I would have thought a little differently. But I mean, I feel like that's an opportunity that you can't turn down, being where him coming from there. But I'm excited for him. I'm excited about Coach Scangarello. And I think we're just going to be able to bring Coach in and just improve and keep building on what we did last year.
You were able to be in the room when they were interviewing people. Usually that's kind of reserved for the suits. So what was that experience like, just being involved in the process?
It was really cool for Coach Stoops to think of me and to really value my opinion. Meant a lot, and luckily we aligned in like kind of what we thought and who we thought would be the best option for us. And just for Coach Stoops to think of me to do that was really cool.
Working with Coach Gaines versus Coach Lee, how are they different and how are they similar?
I mean, I think Coach Scangarello brings a lot of just technicality to the quarterback position. He's really able to focus in on the little things, and I mean, just with his experience and how many different NFL quarterbacks he's worked with, he understands how different guys tick and how just footwork and timing align with certain concepts and routes. And I think that just the little things that we've switched already, footwork-wise and timing-wise, is going to help us a lot in the long run.
They talked a lot about the similarities in the offense. Is day one of spring practice? Does it feel like a day one or
no? It's definitely some stuff a little different. Some terminology is a little different, but we try to keep as much as we could the same. But we're all, especially with the meetings we've had, just with the switch in terminology and how we're going to call plays. We had a pretty solid, kind of smooth first day. But I mean, first day camp always going to be a little rusty. Definitely some things we got to work on, but also a lot of good things. A lot of things we did really well.
Was there one or two things that you really wanted to focus on this offseason to take the next step?
I just say marrying my footwork with throws and just really getting consistency when it comes to timing, and that just the throw starts from the ground up. When a throw is missed, it's more often than not you can see something with the footwork as to why that throw missed. And so just really just working on just perfecting my footwork and getting the time and accuracy of my throws on point.
How do you adjust the life without Wandale out there?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like Wandale's gone, but we got some guys. We got some guys that have really stepped up, some young dudes who didn't necessarily get opportunities to play last year that worked really hard this offseason and made some flashes and did well today. So it's going to be exciting to see how they progress throughout spring ball and kind of how the depth chart shakes up as we go on.
What is what do they have to do to make those strides? Is there anything specific in working with you? How do they get up to speed?
I think it's just reps and just understanding the playbook and understanding routes. Once me and the receivers are on the same page in terms of knowing how different cuts are going to come versus different coverages or how things are supposed to time up, and understanding the importance of getting that timing right so that the throw is going to where I think it's going to go every time. It just comes with repetition. And that's just the same thing with me being a quarterback. I think just with repetition and experience, I'm just going to get better and better, just like I did throughout last season, and just got to keep building on it.
What's starting a spring practice like when you're coming off the way you guys ended the season and that kind of momentum and excitement?
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, because obviously we have high expectations and high standards for ourselves. So we go out there, and even though you might make a little mistake here, obviously we don't mistakes aren't acceptable, but you can't beat yourself up about it. There's just a process you got to go through, and making mistakes is part of that process. And I think as long as we just trust what the coaches have us do, we should be able to progress and just build on what we did last year and hopefully have an even better season.
You had to come in here and kind of hit the ground running last year. Now you're going into a spring practice where you've been around these guys, you've built some relationships and established your leadership. How is that different for you?
Yeah, it's awesome to be able to have a full year before the season opposed to just a couple months in the summer. Is really going to help me kind of understand what we have and kind of what our offensive makeup is going to be like, what we're good with, what we might not be good at, and just kind of what our bread and butter stuff is going to be, so that when we get into camp, we just already have this foundation and I already have this comfort with the offense before we jump into the season.